Oh. There. Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about the Brics nations. We're going to talk about what they're doing with treasuries. We're going to talk about the bond market and something that I do not believe a lot of people want to point out in the mainstream press. I want to give you a little bit better of a view on it. First off, we're going to be talking about how China and Brics nations have been dumping treasuries. And before I do that, I'm just going to give you the quick book answer for the difference between a treasury and a bond, because everybody's been talking about the bond market and the 10-year bond, which is very important. It's instrumental to the health and growth of our real estate market, and it is hurting the real estate market. It is causing devastating consequences where there is no velocity in real estate transactions. That is not good. I know it sounds great when you think your real estate agent tells you your house is worth 800 grand. It's only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. So I dare you to try and list it at 800 grand right now and watch what happens. It's called crickets. Doesn't matter because they all scream, oh, there's a housing shortage. No, there's not. There's a housing shortage at the right price. And so if your agent says, oh, your house is worth 800, Zillow says it's worth 800, Realtor.com says it's worth 800, cool, list for 800, see what happens. Nothing. You won't be able to sell it. You'll have to drop your price. That is the truth. That is the reality. We're in an economic collapse, and it's fact because people don't have enough to just keep the velocity of money turning. M2 money supply is collapsing. That's not what this video is about. We're going to get into Brics, but you know what? If you want to learn about this and you want to take action now, I'll put 5 more links down, discount links, 80% off of the $1,000 course, real estate crash course, and I can guarantee you this, for the $199 that course costs, you will save 10 times as much, if not make 100 times as much if you put all of those theories, especially how to invest in real estate cycles, to work. Now, here we go. Treasury bills have short-term maturities and pay interest at maturity. Treasury bonds are longer dated instruments, and they pay interest every 6 months. Okay, just a quick little overview of what the difference is between treasuries and treasury bonds. And here we go. This story is out of Watcher.guru. It's entitled Brics. Remember, Brics stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, but now it's much bigger than that. The world is literally turning against Europe and the United States, and Canada is just quietly back there. Here, type 1 if you're in from Canada. I've got lots of followers from Canada, and love you guys because you know how tyrannical your leader is, just like ours. It's just the same. It's insane. So here we go. The Brics Alliance is indulging in a massive sell-off of offloading billions of dollars worth of U.S. treasuries and stocks. Now, why would they want to do this? Well, quite frankly, they've gotten so big, so powerful, even though it's not in the media, it's because the government, U.S. government, the White House, and the Federal Reserve, those are all separate entities, actually. I'm not joking. At this point, the White House is completely separate from our government. I know our government sucks, but the White House is so rogue, it's insane. Like demanding that banks give illegal aliens, people with no citizenship at all, any documentation, loans. And the banks are like, that's illegal. And their only reply is, it may be illegal, ... We have completely went rogue. And if you don't see the economic collapse here, if you can't smell it in the air like snow about to fall a few hours before it starts, then there are videos, YouTube is full of them, of cats with lasers and cute puppies, and go watch those videos because you're going to get a lot more entertainment than watching this, because this crap's going to cause you to grab a chalk, grab a circle, and get yourself a safe space. So here we go. China is unloading these treasuries. There is no need for them to hold as many dollars, okay? That is the same for so many countries. Probably 20 plus countries around the world right now could care less about the dollar. We are going away from the dollar. They are. And it is going to cause a hyperinflation in certain asset classes in this country, along with deflationary spikes. That's why you need to be ready for this, all right? If you don't have a good solid credit score, you're low on debt, or if you're not out of debt or low in debt, your debt to income ratio isn't proper, you're just going to be screwed. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to warn people. It says here, China is on a U.S. Treasury dumping spree as it looks to halt the rise of the U.S. dollar against the yuan. Okay, what is that going to do to other asset classes? Like gold, silver, and Bitcoin. That's right. They're all going up right now. Interesting. The Chinese government is defending the weakened yuan by offloading billions worth of U.S. treasuries and stocks from its reserves. I want to remind you, it's not just China. Japan is a massive holder of treasuries and dollars. They have said if their Yen keeps weakening to the dollar, which I think right now it's bouncing 149, 150. Put it down below to the USD. What is it right now as of the filming of this? They are going to start selling dollars, and that is going to get really scary. Because when all the world doesn't want dollars, who's going to take the dollars? Us. So what are they going to do? They're going to buy more food. They're going to buy exports. And you may think that that's really exciting for a while until you see what happens, and those commodities are going to hyperinflate. Brics member nation China dumped $21.2 billion in U.S. Treasuries and stocks in August, according to the latest data released by the U.S. Treasury Department on Wednesday. This is the highest that the Chinese government sold U.S. government bonds in 4 years. Now look at what else has happened just recently. The 10-year bond keeps rising. Why? 2 reasons. I'm gonna act something real quick here. Hello, I am officially from the government, and I'm here to sell government debt in the form of 10-year Treasury bonds. So let's get the bidding process started. Can I say I'm gonna offer a rate of 4.7%? Why isn't nobody wants to put their paddle up? Nobody? Okay, can we, what about 4.71%? How about 4.2%? 4.3? We can sell some at 4.3. Let's do it. That's why it's going up, because nobody's showing up. Foreign demand for treasuries and bonds are drying up. Okay? That's how it works. All sarcasm aside, this is very serious stuff, but you got to have a little bit of fun with it. I mean, what's good about an old-fashioned old economic collapse? If you can't have a little fun, right? Type 2 if you agree. Because we all see it as an opportunity. But the fact is, a lot of people are going to get smacked in the face. They don't really realize this. They think that the government is some weirdly in control. See, the Federal Reserve was in control for a long time. That's called quantitative easing. When you make credit available. It's the Marie Antoinette, let them eat cake moment. What a bunch of idiots. Let them get themselves into debt bondage and just run the interest rates to nothing or negative rates, right? Around the world is negative, but it was 0 here. And that's when they're in control. They've lost control because they tried to run up to their mandate at 2% and then boom, that's just overshot the mark right there, okay? One-shot wonder, Federal Reserve. So we're in a very serious situation. So now you've got Japan threatening as of last November. You got China really doing it. And there's more. There's some more to this story. It said this is the highest that the Chinese government has sold U.S. government bonds in 4 years because they want to ratchet up the pressure along with extra wars. That's what China and Russia are doing. Okay, they're getting us into multiple conflicts. And when China moves into Taiwan, which I believe will happen before the election, that is going to be very serious. So type 3 if you agree with that. This is very serious. China moves in, it's going to do a handful of things. We're going to hyperinflate our currency even more, trying to save and get another country. We're going to stretch our military even thinner. You don't even have to be a military analyst to know this stuff, just common sense. But type 4 if you agree that common sense is just not so common anymore, especially in the government. Let me just go off on a little bit of soapbox. I watch the government. I watch how they work. Type 5 if you are a government employee. Let's have a really good poll here. Type 5 if you're a government employee. You work for any kind of government. And type 6, if it almost seems like the idiots are the ones that are promoting ahead of you. I'm not joking. If you're level-headed and you go into an interview, they go, we don't like your kind. And then what happens is when you get a couple of tools above you, then they like their own kind. So they want to promote more of them. And it's almost this incestuous mass growth thing. I was actually going to do this live stream in front of an amazing sign. I should have brought it. I'll bring it in another live stream that was made, an instruction that was all around our fire station. And it said that no authorized personnel is allowed inside. And so all the firemen were standing outside, not knowing what to do. We all just sort of stood and looked at each other like, well, we thought we were authorized. Well, that means we can't go inside. So we all just sat outside for a while. It's almost like people are getting dumber. And I think about this a lot, and I think it's actually a planned event. This is getting real. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to go back in the story, but it's going to get real fun if you're ready for it. All right? Type 7 if you agree. That if you're ready for this crash, it is going to be like Christmas Day every day. And it's going to be hard to contain yourself. But all I want to do is watch all of you guys win. All of you ladies win. I want to see everybody out there crushing it. Thank you, Misfits, for the super chat. All right, so check this out. So everyone's like freaking out. The 10 years, it's going up. We don't know why. We still don't know why. Yeah, well, the ninja's telling you. It's because there's less buyers than sellers. And every time they try and sell treasuries, there's nobody to buy them. It's the same thing. It's just reversed. See what I did there? I got to break this down. I wish I was on CNBC. Oh, you want the answer to all your problems? Yeah, get rid of the Federal Reserve. But there's a handful of others we could fix right now. So there's less people trying to buy our bonds. So that means the government, because they are eternally in debt, and companies are eternally in debt because the way the IRS has set up the tax code, that they have to keep offering debt. So that means if there's less people buying their debt, they have to offer it at higher rates. This is the easiest thing to figure out. If for some reason I get around a bunch of people with their Series 65 licenses, and they're like, well, you just obviously don't know what you're talking about, Ninja, because you're not a certified financial planner like me. Like, bro, you don't even own your car. Man, this world's crazy. Can't wait to buy your car, though. I won't buy it from you. I'll buy it at the auction. All right, let's get back to the story. The development prevents the yuan from ending on a low against the U.S. dollar in the foreign exchange markets. The rising U.S. dollar is worrisome for developing countries as it adds a burden to the import and export sectors. Trade imbalance. Therefore, China and the Brics bloc are dumping U.S. treasuries and stocks in the market to protect their respective local currencies. Isn't that just nice? That's just nice. Now, I want you to understand that this is going to lead to a much higher bond market, bond yields, which is going to in turn cause double-digit, what's it called? Real estate mortgages? Yeah, debt on, yeah, okay. All those guys that have been buying houses since 2012 think they're just like the pros because they've just been buying with like the cheapest money ever? That just changed. And I want you ready to take advantage of this. Check out this story. The Brics dumped $123 billion in U.S. treasuries and stocks in 2023. So we just talked about how China dumped like 20-something billion last month. But the Brics dumped $123 billion in U.S. treasuries and stocks in 2023. So that's a cumulative, right? There is a day coming, and you're not going to hear this on CNBC because they all went to Coolidge and they want to confuse you. You're not going to hear this from the White House, but you're going to hear this from the Ninja. Now I want you to mark this date. There is a day. It's actually going to be about a series of multiple days. I don't know when it is, but I believe it's going to be in 2024. But don't take this as financial advice. There's going to be a coordinated dumping of treasuries. And they're going to do it enough, and there's a way, level 2 or a Bloomberg terminal could tell you this, where they start triggering stop losses and things like that. And they're going to do it that causes an implosion in the bond market. Now, they're selling things slowly enough to where it's just incrementally rising. When this happens, I believe you're going to see a day where the 10-year bond moves 2% in one day. I know it sounds crazy. I'm going to make a fictional video about it, what it could look like. Because we just came off of yesterday, the anniversary of the crash of 1987, right? Go back and look at what the bond market did. Now, the bond market that day was great because everyone dove into bonds. But what if all of a sudden people were selling bonds at the same time a big government entity was trying to raise money? You see where I'm going with this? I'm trying to talk so nicely so that the algorithm doesn't cancel me. Hi, Algo. I like you. So here we go. The Brics dumped $123 billion in U.S. treasuries and stocks in 2023. Brics Alliance has sold, I thought sold meant gold. It's weird because Brics is in gold. You want to know why? Because they're buying gold. They're selling the dollar. They're buying gold. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what the really smart people in the world are doing. Don't take offense to this. I know there's that one guy. That one guy. Let me know in the comments if you see the one guy, who he is, okay? Hey, man. Thanks so much. The free bonus course. Hey, are you getting something out of it? I gave everybody that had the real estate course up to a certain date that they bought it and how much they paid for it, a free course. Sorry. You're welcome. I hope you guys are getting something out of it. All All right, so it says the Brics Alliance has sold government bonds and U.S. Treasuries and stocks worth $123 billion in 2023 alone. India is also accused of market intervention. India, you are accused of market intervention. They're like, okay. Those are very harsh words for India. By selling the US dollar to protect the rupee. How dare you, India? Thank you. That's my best Indian voice, I guarantee you. So all my Indian subscribers are like, what are you doing? But seriously, think about it. You're so accused of trying to help your own currency. Don't you love it how they just like try and really, and this is out of Watcher Guru, they're like really trying to make them look bad. Now, I'll be honest with you, if I was the Indians and I was Chinese, I'd be doing the same thing. Sorry. And that's what we need to teach people in school, but the rich people don't want you knowing that. They want you to be a slave. Someone asked me once, and this is a little divergence, they said either this guy, they're talking about the ninja, is either an idiot or brilliant. I wonder. I'm an idiot. All right, here we go. Reports state that the Reserve Bank of India told a state-run bank to dump the US dollar to keep the rupee from going down. Don't blame them at all. Japan is also accused of intervening in the currency markets to keep the yen from ending at new lows against the US dollar, despite Brics inflating multiple attempts to stall the US dollar's growth. The greenback outperformed all local currencies in October. Well, that there is what's wrong when your currency keeps getting stronger and stronger. Now listen, the US dollar is just the best smelling turd in the punch bowl. They all stink. But for some reason, this one just has an effervescence. It's like, it smells like a con job, but I just can't tell if it's a nutty finish or what. Point being is this. What's that corn doing there? Sorry, squirrel. All the currencies in the world are falling. And right now, the US dollar seems to be the strongest. I don't know why I'm talking like this. It's when I get fired up. But that is exactly what we're trying to tell you on the mainstream media. Dave Ramsey, who's else? Who's that? Jim Cramer. There's never a bad time to buy a house. You just keep buying as I sell mine. That's exactly what's going on, everybody. Sorry. I'm gonna get sued. It's just the truth. I can prove it. Hey, point being is this. They all want you looking this way while they're going this way. Now, I joined that group a long time ago, not gonna lie. 2000, I don't remember what year it was. I was like 26. Became an accredited investor. I actually qualified as an accredited investor. The ray of light came down on me and I'm like, I can invest in things and write them off whether I make money or not. Yes, it's called accelerated and advanced depreciation. Just enjoy it. Anyway, I saw that system and I went, wait a minute, this is dirty. I just feel dirty. I constantly needed a shower. And then I started to realize how Congress, wow, they can vote on things and buy the stocks beforehand and make boatloads of money. And all they gotta do is pay a stupid fine. What is it, $80 if they're late on telling the world what they bought? But by then, they've already made the money. Point being is I ran through a lot of showers and a lot of soap. It's a dirty system. And so when I started the channel, I said, you know what? I just want to wake as many people up. And that's what I'm doing. Do me a favor, and this is not for my ego, but this is for somebody that's listening that might not understand the sarcasm as the economy's collapsing. Type 9 if you've learned something from this channel. Type 10 if you haven't, because we got to make this fair. It's got to be like Fox News, fair and balanced. People need to wake up to the outside forces that are destroying our economy. And the fact that if the middle class loses the wealth of the nation, we're screwed, And I think it's very important for people to wake up to that. And that's why I have to keep it on a specific level. And I'm going to start bringing a different level of financial information on my other channel, which is called The Real Estate Ninja. If you haven't seen it, go over there and hit the subscribe button because I'm about to, I'm about to go and pick up a certification, if you will. It's going to allow me to do things that are a little different on YouTube. Yeah. Point being is that I'm going to bring a different level on that other channel because we need to be able to service both types of people. People that are wealthy and want to keep getting wealthier and know how serious the days are. And then people that have never believed in themselves, honestly, because they were told that they would never achieve wealth and satisfaction and success by their parents, by their teachers, by their family and friends, or lack thereof. Type 11 if that's you, because that was me. And one day I just said, I don't accept it. I know exactly what it's like. It's time to wake the nation up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for all of your support of this channel. Thank you to all my amazing students that are learning things, that are already starting deals in real estate, that are crushing it on the real estate crash course. You're gonna see in the next year and a half, fireworks fly, and I want to see all of you become multimillionaires and crush it and be good humans with that money, all right? It's time that the good lions, the people that just a long time ago wanted to be alone, left alone, and raise a family and be happy, it's time to wake up. This is it. Yes, I am the cheerleader for this nation, but not in the way that it's about rah, 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 shish kumbah, it's always gonna look good. No, it's gonna get dark, but then the sun's gonna come up tomorrow, and then they're gonna think I'm really crazy when I say it's time to buy. All right, guys, that being said, I'll put a handful of those links down below for the real estate crash course, $199, 80% off. When they're not, if it's not $199, that means the sale's over, okay? And then I'll just put out a link later. All right, the Economic Ninja. Dang it, that one sucked. The Economic Ninja is out.